Welcome back. Semi-finals of the 2K. It's Mr. X and Chance. Going to be Rise going up against eLevate. First off, Chance, who do you like in the series?
eLevate. No, the Rise guys. Maybe eLevate. I don't know. It'd be close. eLevate obviously has gone on a ridiculous... No, you know what? eLevate's got their full team. I'm going eLevate, and I'm sticking with it despite the performances seen out of the Rise guys. I think eLevate will run them over in search, much like we saw ISO do the first time at the very least. And I also think eLevate will be able to keep up with them in the respawn if they will actually spawn in to play the game.
Yeah, nope. Game is going to be ended by the host. Guess it'll just come back to us. I think eLevate with their full team, definitely I would favor them in this matchup. I think eLevate's full roster very strong. They were missing Temp for a little bit of last week. They were playing with Godlike from below zero. Didn't look as strong. I think now with their full roster, fully expect them to have a good performance here against Rise. And Rise roster today is going to be Chino, Theory, Sensor, and Saints. So that is going to be your four for Rise today. No Neslo, no Wheats today during the 2K.
Do you have any idea what the OGYV clan tag is? Because Chino's been rocking it the whole time, and it looks like two players, Temp and TJ for eLevate, are also using it.
No idea, Chance.
Well, the mystery of that. There's like a few like mysterious gamer tags that some of the pro players like code up with. Like I think Scump and Formal did T2P or something like that.
Yep.
Now we're seeing some OGYB.
Everybody making their own kind of groups. We should make one, Chance.
That Mr. X guy is ripping off, I believe it was Crim6 that was using the C+ gamer tag for a while and then upgraded to the B+.
He was using that for a while, Crim. And then I think I casted them one night, and I was just kind of grading them by maps. I think I put them as an F1 map. They got like crapped on. So pretty funny. But just waiting for them to restart the lobby. It looks like just having some connectivity issues, and looks like the game's going to be started out. We can jump back into it. It's going to be Detroit Hardpoint to kick things off. I expect 3-1 eLevate. I think that would be safe to say. I think Rise probably takes one of the respawns.
All right, I'll just call it 3-0 then. If we have to like pick different things, I'll just say the hot 3-0.
We don't have to pick different things. We can agree.
It's too late though. I'll agree with the next thing that you say, but for this one, there's no going back. I'm going to say 3-0. Hardpoint, they're going to win by 70. It's going to be a 6-2 in the search. And I don't know what the third game mode is, so I can't really tell you for that one.
6-2 in the search. It's pretty impressive there, Chance.
It's a bold move.
See, it's comeback uplink game 3, by the way.
18-6.
18-6.
In favor of eLevate, yeah.
Who we starting on board with here first, Chance?
Detroit Hardpoint. Let's go TJ. See what TJ can do off the break.
Yeah, I'll start out with TJ, submachine gun player for this eLevate lineup. He's gonna have two players in front of him in garage, not able to get either. Slack gonna jump over blue wall, gonna try and pick up one. He's gonna get that one player, but still, it's gonna be Rise controlling the hill off the start. It's gonna be Theory inside of it.
Without a doubt, and as soon as you say that, 3 players are going to go down for eLevate, and it's definitely going to allow Rise to buy a little bit of time. TJ going to counter with the 2-piece while he's getting in the hill, but Saints was in perfect position just to jump in and clean him out. Another 2-piece coming in from Classic. Slack also picking up a kill, so definitely back and forth thus far. Only a tie game. This is the first lead change we've seen so far in the first 45 seconds of the match. And Classic, again, got a 2-piece to get into the hill, got in the hill, and got another 2-piece after that. Just super duper performance so far. Something I would actually like to ask you about that I just thought of in the finals of yesterday's match for the 1K. People started pulling out streaks. We saw an assault drone getting used on Biolab Hardpoint, and then we actually got to see the recon drone on Search and Destroy, and it actually worked really, really well. But what are your thoughts on score streaks?
I would love to see streaks. I actually think I saw on Twitter somebody was saying, hey, throw this streak on, try it out. I believe it worked in that 1K. Didn't get to see it, but how effective was it? How effective really were the streaks that you saw in the 1K?
The first time it got used on the Biolab Hardpoint, on the Blue Hill, a player was able to get it, and it was about a 10-point differential in the game. Rotation came in to Green Plat. That's where he pulled out the assault drone. It picked up 5 kills for him without him having to do a single thing, and they ended up getting 40 seconds on Green Plat.
Wow.
and then they blew the game out and completely won it. So it was very helpful there. The recon drone in Search and Destroy, he had it for 2 different rounds. The first round, his teammates ended up getting first blooded as soon as he pulled it out. He was able to spot 3 players with it, but it didn't work out at all because his teammates went down too fast, and then he was stuck in a 1v3. The second round to use it, though, he was able to spot 2 right off the bat, and his teammates completely ran him over that round, so it was 50-50. And then we also saw an assault drone. I want to say he was uplink on Detroit, and it also got about 5 kills before it happened, and it bought his team 4 uplink points.
Wow. So they were pretty effective.
Yeah, without a doubt. And like we couldn't help but talk about it, and all we could say was it worked extremely well. Maybe not the recon drone and Search, but the assault drone at the very least. I think it costs like 600 points to get if you have it with the AI control, and it only costs like 1 perk slot. So like, why not throw it on? Because again, each time it bought 5 completely uncontested hills and pretty much forced the other team to switch away from their classes to pull out some EMPs to try and take it down. So I'm with you. I think they should be using it all the time. They are extremely powerful.
Yeah, I just think nobody's really used them effectively yet in the pro scene. I think that's really why we haven't seen any use of it. It's going to be Slack running into the hill, picking this one up for eLevate. He's going to have 1 player in the back, going to be able to take out Saints as he moves into window. He's going to have more players approaching the back. He's going to be taken out, but I would love to see Streaks. I think Streaks is what really made Black Ops 2 stand out. It was very different. First time I believe Streaks were used in competitive Call of Duty. I think it was a huge part of that game's success. I'd love to see Streaks brought back. As you see Slack picking up 2 kills in your kill feed, he's going to drop right there. Classic going to try and control the hill. It's going to be TJ just flooding in through the front. It's going to be eLevate trying to mount a little bit of comeback here versus Rise squad. It's going to be Saints starting out 12-9. Sins are at 14-14, and Chino 14-10, all doing nice jobs for Rise.
Yeah, and then props to Theory right there, who got a 3-piece to break himself into that hill. Definitely helped his team get a little bit, extending their lead now to about 20 points. Also getting another 2-piece to break the hill. So Theory, again, doing pretty well, making a little bit of comeback as he was quite negative. But back to the score streaks, I'm going to talk about that as much as I possibly can. You're right, Black Ops 2, they were absolutely fantastic, and I think people were just way too quick to judge them in this game. I think there are only a few viable ones, mainly the assault drone. But again, I think it would be great if we saw people going back to use it, because I think it's going to be like an uplink kind of scenario where people were very quick to judge and were like, no, uplink's terrible. And then after, like, you know, the patch came in and they adjusted, tried it out more, turns out uplink's great. I think the same thing will happen, especially with that assault drone. First off, few weeks, they're like, nah, I can't use score streaks. But again, only 1 perk slot, and I think if they try it out, it'll actually turn into a thing that's going to get used all of the time.
Yeah, I think just going to take 1 pro to really try him out, and then we're going to see a lot of people just jump on the Streaks bandwagon. You see Slacked in the hill. He's going to get out of it, pick up 1. Give another player directly behind him. Did not see it. It's going to be TJ trying to get into the hill, trying to lock this down for his team. As you're going to see eLevate take the lead here going into the second rotations of hills. Hill's going to start to move towards that middle of the map now. And it looks like eLevate going to be there, control it right off the bat. Rise, they played that first half pretty well, Chance. What are they going to have to do to bring it back here in the second half?
Pretty much just crank it up in the slaying department. Slack, TJ, and Classic are all positive, and Classic basically holding it down for his team. Temp is negative, but again, the rest of his 3 teammates doing very well. So it was only about a 15-point differential after that first set of rotations, but they didn't really do anything wrong. I mean, they were rotating well, getting the good gunfights. It was just pretty close to what eLevate was doing as well. Difference maker was just in terms of kills purely. So they just have to take it up just a notch, and I think they'll be just fine because pretty much everyone on their team, with the exception of Sensor, is just ever so slightly negative.
Yeah, eLevate just doing a fantastic job in the middle of the map, especially Slacked and Temp. See Temp on a 3-streak, Slacked on a 3-streak of his own. Hill gonna rotate here in 9 seconds over towards the back. It's gonna be TJ set up all the way in the far back by Trailer. Gonna try and lock down these spawns. Gonna pick up 2 huge kills there for eLevate. Gonna try and break this hill right off the bat. Should go in favor to Rise. But you see, 1 player from Rise who's in the back wasn't able to make it all the way in. Let's see if Theory can fight this gunfight. He's gonna challenge it. He's gonna get taken out. So a fantastic hold for eLevate. They're able to hold this hill, Chance. Could really put this game out of the reach for Rise.
Yeah, without a doubt, especially after that first hard point, things were slowly starting to get out of the way, but it looks like Rise is going to come right back to prevent that from happening, as they were able to break that hill in a very quick succession. And they also have the spawn. So now it's basically going to be up to eLevate to strike right back. And it looks like TJ and Temp are going to be trying to do just that. Slack was last live in the hill. Chino was able to get that scrap time, though, picking up a 2-piece before entering. So a little bit of contest time comes in, but Rise does strike right back to work themselves at least a little bit back into this game. Rise looks like they're going to win the scrap time to extend their lead to about 30 points, but the rotation already is in for that garage hill, and Rise, at least for the time being, does have complete control.
TJ wins 2 huge gun battles, though, on the anchor. 1 against Theory, 1 against Saints. He's going to try and break it through that back ramp area, not able to do so. 3 kills coming in, 2 from Chino, 1 from Sensor, big kills from Rise. Both teams doing a nice job. We're on board with Sensor. He has an opportunity to make a flank here happen. He's going to get taken out by Classic. Temp going to take another one out in the back ramp, and this one's going to go in favor of eLevate as they are really pouring it on here, Chance, in the last 2 hills.
Yeah, and Temp picked a great time to go on now a 9 streak, as he's just getting 2-piece after 2-piece while he was breaking that hill and killing the people on anchor. So Chino is able to strike right back, but Temp was buying his team plenty of time to get in that garage hill and work it. But Rise, again, doing a very good job of striking right back as far as breaking hills goes. But unfortunately for them, eLevate is also very able to counter. Saint's going to pick up a 2-piece, but TJ is going to be able to shut him down. So once again, I thought for a second they were going to break in and get the scrap time. It looks like Rise ends up getting the last 10 seconds as Theory does pick a 2-piece onto that hill. And they do have the rotation for this one, down by about 25 seconds. But again, if they can just hold control, this would be absolutely huge for them to be able to take the lead.
Yeah, they're really going to need to hold most of this hill if they're going to want to make the comeback in this one. They're going to have to take about a 10-second lead into the last one, I would say, to feel pretty safe. Although, I still wouldn't feel too confident about it. eLevate's going to break right through the front. TJ pre-fire in the back door with Classic. They're going to be able to pick up 1 apiece. Another player looks like going to start challenging from the back. 2 players actually going to be challenging from the back. It's going to be Chino and Saints able to force their way through. It's going to be Rise controlling the hill, but you see eLevate going to be spawning in the back. Going to be on board with Temp as he's going to jump straight through window. Be able to pick up 1. Can he get a second? He can. Another player challenging from the front. Temp throwing down some shots, just pre-firing right now. It's going to be TJ. Going to be pushing that front, though, doing a nice job locking this down for this eLevate squad. And as I said, Rise able to make a comeback here, take the hill back, though. Chance, we're going to rotate to the next one, though. It's going to be eLevate in the lead. Looking at the score, you think Rise has a chance?
Definitely has a chance. They were only 14 points down. They've won the past 2 hills and also were able to pick up the scrap time while still getting complete control of the next hill in. So they did win the rotation. Now it's only going to be a 3-point differential, and they're going to be able to take the lead here just at the very end of this game. This is the second time the entire game they've had a lead at all, and they've waited the entire time to be able to do that. Slack going to get a 3-piece to breaking that hill, though. It's going to be absolutely huge for them. Rise still going to be in control of it. eLevate's going to have to do something extremely quickly. They only have 20 seconds left now. They're down by 8.
Yeah, eLevate jumps into the hill. It's going to be Slack and Temp trying to get it back. Temp in the hill for eLevate. He's going to have 1 player stunned in the front door. He's going to take him out. Players trading in the hill. It's going to be Classic jumping in the hill for eLevate. eLevate locking down this hill. All Rise needs to do is just keep jumping in and contesting. It's going to be 2 seconds left. 1 second left. It's going to be a tie game. 196 chance. We're going to have a replay.
That's impressive as hell, too. They did an extremely good job. They waited, obviously, until the last possible second to break, and you can even see in the kill cam right there, all they had to do was prevent anyone from just setting foot in the hill. That's all Rise had to do. Just get someone to get a body in there, and they just did a phenomenal job of preventing that from happening. So, yeah, tie game. I did say it was going to be a 70-point differential. I was completely wrong the first time around, but maybe I might have redemption in the second time. But Rise, again, they didn't have a lead except for the first, 10 seconds. And then as soon as eLevate took it over, they had controlled the entire game. But the momentum shift definitely going in favor of Rise, and they're definitely going to be looking to carry that over into
the
map
replay.
number 1.
Yeah, guys, we're going to do a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have a replay of map number 1. Finishes 196-196 between Rise and eLevate.